Wow, Metalmouth Media here with Archspire. And your last album, totally face melting, eargasms. It was phenomenal. Where did you guys record this album?
We recorded in Denver, Colorado at Flatline Studios with Dave Otero. Awesome.
And the cover, I love the cover. Is it hard to find the perfect cover that represents your album? And who did the cover?
Elron Cantor did our album cover, and I guess the concept is based off of lyrics from our singer Ollie. So I guess getting the right artist, to make stuff brutal is kind of hard. I mean, the other thing too is we noticed that a lot of bands in our genre, they usually use a lot of the same artist, and so I guess the idea was to use someone that wasn't as common, and I think that even pushed that artist because the concept was something a little different for him as well. So the outcome, I mean, we're totally stoked on the outcome, and we were kind of surprised because we wanted to be a little different, but and I guess it was a good challenge for him too. So
another thing I was wondering is the order of the songs. Most bands think it's very important what order to go in. Is it pretty hard to decide in what order they're going to go in?
We put the album in the order that we wrote the songs, actually.
Okay, wow.
And we just felt like they flowed well together. So, we just kept it the same. When we play live, it's totally different. It's based off of, like, fatigue. You can't put too many songs together that are too fatiguing for everybody. But, so that's how the album was laid out.
And also, you guys do an insane amount of touring. I hear in August you guys are going to Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
That being said, with all the touring, do you guys sometimes just take, like, we need to take a day off to visit certain spots and stuff? Like in New Zealand, how awesome would it be to, like, visit, like, Lord of the Rings sets that are still standing and stuff like that? Do you guys take time at all to visit, or is it just business?
Once in a while, we get, like, days off, and when we do, then we take full advantage. But normally, touring is just go, 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 and the reason is for, so we can still eat and pay rent. So,
yeah, we hope we can go see stuff. We obviously want to go see koalas and the Lord of the Rings sets and stuff. It'd be amazing. So if we can fit it in, 100%. But I mean, that's the other downside of touring. It's not always like, hey, we got you could be in this rad city. Like we've been in New York, I don't know, for a bunch of times. Never really seen it. We drive through it, and that's about it. Kind of so.
And I noticed you guys release an album pretty much every 3 years. This album is 1 year old. So in 2 years, will we have another album?
Yeah, it's kind of standard practice to have a 2 or 3 year touring cycle for an album. So yeah, the next year will be still steady touring.
And with so many bands now, like there's millions of bands, and for fans, it's so easy access with the online thing now and stuff. What do you guys try to do to stay relevant?
To stay relevant, I mean, the cool thing about the internet is that everything now is democratic. So if people like something, it just spreads organically. So I think if you just have a good product, if your music is good, and
also the insane amount of touring must help.
The touring obviously, pushes your name the most. But I don't know. We're not really a meme band or anything like that.
We're not trying to have any specific formula. I mean, we all know what we like and the kind of music we want to play, and we just kind of go from there and just keep progressing. So
what are your plans this year after the tour?
After this tour?
Yeah.
Oh, we only have 8 days off, and then we fly to Australia.
Yeah.
You guys are hardcore, man.
Yeah.
Any music videos in the work or anything like that in the near future to promote anything?
We definitely want to get them done. It's long overdue for us to have some really rad film music videos. So we are in talks of doing stuff like that. Nothing official yet, but it's definitely on the horizon.
We need to find the time.
Yeah, it's the time.
There's so much touring coming up.
Time, location, and stuff too, because it's like we've had suggestions like, oh, we could do it on tour. But then, how long is it really going to take? It's like, what if it's more than an 8-hour thing or, I don't know. So,
do you remember the first song you ever learned on guitar?
Oh, the first song I ever learned on guitar. Yeah, probably. I think it definitely wasn't Smoke on the Water because I do not give a shit about that. I don't fucking care. Sorry, rock guy, but fucking give a shit. It was probably some Nirvana or something like that. Or
Is
like
it an 8-string guitar or
it's a
7?
7-string. Yeah, and it's a fan fret guitar, so the scale length on the top's longer than the bottom. So, yeah.
Pretty sweet. So if you guys weren't a musician, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
Professional drinker.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably be one of those dudes in like a seedy nightclub, just hanging out all the time, or I don't know.
A pervert.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. You know, they go to those little video booths and just No, I don't know.
Do you guys teach at all? You guys are such phenomenal musicians. Do you guys take time to teach when you have time?
Yeah, I have a few private students, and I've worked at Long and McQuaid a little bit. Dean, our other guitar player, and Jared, they both teach quite a bit at Long and McQuaid, and private lessons as well too. So yeah.
I was also wondering, the other guitar player plays 8-string guitar, yeah. So what are the extra strings? Like there's the E, then it goes, C?
So how it's tuned, standard 7 will be your 6th string, so all the way up to E, and then the low string is a B. And then on a 8-string, it's an F sharp. And then some of the songs we're doing, Dean's been drop tuning his F sharp to an E, so you get a really cool heavy E octave. And we've been experimenting with drop tuning even on the 7, like doing drop A for some of the newer material that we're slowly currently working on.
Yeah.
Chipping away when we have time.
And when you're not touring, how often do you guys actually get together and practice?
3 nights a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
All the touring.
Yeah. Well, it's the only way to. I mean, it's so easy to lose your chops, and like with all the touring, it takes us such a long time to write that we pretty much have to utilize all of our time back home to keep pushing ahead and writing. So it's a lot of time together.
Were your family also musically inclined? Like were they musicians as well?
My mom, my mom was a singer in a band called Stratisfaction, and she used to tour all around North America. And she still sings. She sings with a piano player. And my dad, no.
Yeah, my folks, they were huge. I mean, they are huge music lovers. They never played instruments, but there's always music in the house. So I mean, I grew up listening to like a lot of stuff, everything from like all the classic rock stuff to weird jazz to classical to pop to everything. So, but my mom's mom, my grandma, she was like apparently a phenomenal pianist, and some of my uncles were musicians and stuff, but nothing. Yeah. Like it's not like no, and it's not like a line of like music. Most of them were like into sports and stuff, so it's a little.
And what were your family's thoughts on your choice of music?
My family's extremely supportive. They're really stoked. They flew out to our last show in LA. They're coming down to Australia. Toby's parents came to our last Japanese tour. So everybody's families are just like super thrilled, especially since we got nominated for the Junos. After that, it was sort of like a little bit more credit they could tell their friends, you know. So. But since the beginning, my parents have been supportive.
You guys have a great vibe online. Like that's how I discovered you guys. Like right away the album came out, it was all over the place, and I was like, I got to check these guys out. Blew me away, and I've been following you guys ever since. Right. So happy it's going to be my first time seeing these guys live, and I'm fucking stoked. So this is Metal Mouth Media with Archspire. Yeah.